All right, so with me today is two-time World Series champion Devon White, and also probably the best center fielder to ever play in Toronto. Thank you for joining us today. So Devo, you came over to the Jays in '91, if I'm not mistaken, in a trade. How was it coming from California over to Toronto?
California, the Sun City there,
Yeah.
to the snow like today. No, it was great. I wanted to get out of California, and it was a big surprise to me with the diversity you have in Toronto. So it was a great experience for me.
And have you ever visited the city before coming here?
Just playing against the Blue Jays back in old Exhibition Stadium.
Oh, not the best place to play or even see a game if you got stuck behind some of those big giant poles. And you came over 2 years after Skydome was built, which is now the Rogers Center. What did you think of the facility?
Well, no comparison to today, but it was nice then, and now it's even nicer.
It's beautiful. Now that they've made it a specific baseball stadium instead of splitting the time between the Argos and the Jays, it has made it amazing. Did you get to see some of the new areas?
Oh, of course. I'm still working with the Jays. I'm a special assistant there, so I'm always down there. So it's just amazing where they find the spots, the area, the space to do the things that they do.
You know what, and it's nice that the owners are spending the money, not just on the team, but on the experience, right? Like that has been a huge part of it. Now coming back to the actual baseball, you coming into the 92 season and taking a look at the Jays formed now, what would you say are some of the similarities and some of the differences?
Well, it's a total different games, a total different environment. Players now are a lot faster, stronger. And, I've had most of these guys coming up through the minor leagues, so it was very impressive to see them and excited to see them on the field because a lot of them, like a guy like Snyder that never thought he was going to make it, and he's been here 3 years now. And, of course, one of the younger guys, which is he's not young in age, but younger in Lucas, and I'm just happy to see them, got the opportunity. So when I see them in spring training, the first thing I'm going to ask is like, what does it feel like?
and Snyder specifically has become such a fan favorite in Toronto, and obviously hitting that home run, and really just he and some of his interviews where he talks about Addison sleeping on his couch, he's really, I've seen a ton of kids actually in my area dressed up as him as Halloween. You made mention that these guys are bigger, faster, stronger. I really highly doubt that many of these guys are faster than you. If any of you got to see Devo play, this man was lightning on the base pads and in center field. I don't think anything or very much got past you.
Well, thank you for that, that shout out there. But don't forget Kirk. He was fast like I was.
Oh, Alejandro, yeah, he's lightning on the pads for sure. Now, if there was a guy that you had to compare to yourself today, your skill set, your mentality on the Jays, who would that best compare to?
Well, he hits more home runs. And he's a fan favorite too, and he's one of my favorite players on the team away from Bo and Vladdy, but Springer. He's my guy. I work with him a lot in the outfield, so he's my guy that I compare myself to in that regard.
And Springer really had an absolute monster of a season, especially after a down year last year. It's been great to see him back. What do you think the Jays' chances of repeating back to the World Series are?
Well, first, they got to, take care of the homework, whether they're going to sign Bo or not, and help get some more help with the pitching. But I think, everybody's going to be shooting for them just like they did in 92, 93. We won it back-to-back, of course, and it was harder to win it the second time. So this year, of course, the division is going to be ready for them.
I remember being a 13-year-old and the second championship, I'm like, oh, the Jays are just going to do this every single year when I'm a kid. This is just how it is. Because literally from 85 to 93, It was every single year the Jays were the top team. You guys had so many great players on the 92, 93 teams. Who would you say is the most talented, other than yourself?
Other than myself. It's so tough to rate the teams from the 91 that we won, we lost in the playoff, and then 92, 93. We had such great athletes. Some of them is not with us anymore, but the team, I just saw Jack Morris and Paul Molitor, and they looked at the lineup and say how stock it was, from top to bottom, and also the pitching staff.
It was incredible. So you're not going to give me an answer on who your most talented teammate was?
I really can't. There were so many good players.
It was like looking at that lineup, especially in '93 with Alomar, yourself, Olerud, Molitor, Carter,
Dave Winfield. You keep going.
yeah,
You know?
and Borders, who was Mr. MVP in the World Series.
Absolutely, and a catcher that catch so many games during the course of the year and then get worn down. That's incredible that he did it for over 20 years.
It's really a testament to, again, the mentality of the team and the player to continue to succeed. As you said, playing so many games, and he probably started 80% of the games at that point.
Absolutely.
Now, if there was a really funny memory that you have from the celebrations in '93, what would it be?
I don't know. I see a lot of young people out here, but you remember the Derek Bell situation.
Where you stole the car?
I didn't steal the car. I didn't steal
the car. Sorry,
I was in the car.
In the car.
So yeah, it was myself and Joe in the car, and of course, that was a highlight before the playoff. But of course, it's nothing compared to the playoff itself. When I think we came down, we did the celebration in the parade, and we drove down University Avenue and saw everybody looking out the window and cheering us on.
It was awesome, and that car clip is still one of my favorite on YouTube. Derek Bell's face when he realizes it's his truck that's being given away is pretty awesome. And was he a rookie at the time?
Yes, he was.
Oh yeah, that's a real good one. And do you still keep in touch with a lot of the teammates from the World Series teams?
Yes, we do. We do. We do things like this, and when we see each other, and every now and then we drop each other a line. In fact, I just got off the phone with Cito Gaston. We spoke for like an hour and a half, and we looked at it and said, Cito, I've been speaking to you for an hour. So it's good to just catch up on things and the way the game is being played, and different players today.
That's awesome. And again, it's so nice to see so many of you still involved in the franchise and doing so much with them and helping the younger players out and bringing us to the point where we are today.
Yes, I think it's a pleasure for us to teach and give back to the organization, give back to baseball in general. I think that's the biggest part of it when you see guys come back.
And last question for you before I walk you over for your autos, because I can see people here and I know there's hundreds waiting at the stage. Who is your favorite player to watch in baseball right now?
Wow, you put me on the spot.
Well, I tried that before and you gave me a very political answer, so I'm going to try to get one true answer. Maybe you can give me top 3 players that you love to watch.
Well, the truth of the matter is, I just watch the baseball. I watch the Blue Jays play baseball.
That's
because
good.
I'm in the organization, so I got to know everybody from top to bottom, from the big leagues all the way to the DSL in the Dominican Republic. So I got to pay attention to that. So, of course, everybody, Ohtani is a good player. But, we look at it and say, he's got to do it for 10 to 12 years to be one of the best. But it's enjoyable watching a big guy like himself, 6'4", like 260, do the things that he do, throw 100 miles an hour. So,
crazy.
Still, I'm going to watch my Blue Jays.
Yeah, and we got plenty. You know what? Watching Vladdy, my wife banned me from saying the Yankees lose after 2 weeks of it. I think this team is great, and it really brings me back to watching you guys as a kid and really enjoying it. And I think it's brought a lot of love of baseball back to the city and the country of Canada.
It was a pleasure for me, being here for the World Series and just watching the fans, the appreciation, and like you say, bringing baseball back in, and these younger kids that haven't been, I've seen that city as lively as it is. It was great for me to see as a fan now.
It took over. I don't think I know a lot of very tired kids out there who got to stay up really late to watch a lot of those games. I'm sure a lot of the kids in the crowd right now. Thank you, Devo, for being on the stage. We're going to bring you over for your autos.
Thank you.
And have yourself a great rest of your day.